how to do a human coding grid, and you can do this activity at home. Can you tell us how, Mr. Romano?
Yeah, so we have a sheet here, or 25 sheets of different exercises. One is very special. It's our grand prize or our special prize. But when you make these, be creative. I'm gonna pick up a random one, no peeking. Okay, this says 10 squat pulses, okay? So you can make up your own exercise and make your entire grid to make it the way you want to. So I do not want to land on this one. I can tell you that right now.
So you can do this at home with some tape. Make a 5x5 array. If you don't have tape, you can use string, you can use towels. Be creative with what you have at home. So what's going to happen is I'm going to transform Coach Romano into a robot. And he's gonna move to starting position. I am a programmer, and I'm going to program Coach Romano through the grid to find the prize. And we want you to play along with us because there's some activities that you can do. Robot Romano, move forward 2 steps.
You did this on purpose. 8 push-ups, our first command.
All right, kids, let's do 8 push-ups. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Robot Romano, back in position. Go right 3. 1, 2, 3.
Knee to elbow. So we're gonna stand facing forward, good base. We're taking our opposite elbow and bringing it to our opposite knee. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Faster.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
All right, Robot Romano. Go backwards 2.
A blank sheet.
Water break.
Water break.
Back to your spots. Drink 8 cups of water a day, kids. All right, break's over. Back on your spot, Robot Romano. Go right 1.
"30 bump kicks, 20 calf raises." All right, our bump kicks. Our hands are behind us. Ready and go.
10.
40, 50, 60, 70, 18, 19, 20, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, calf raises. We're standing here. We're gonna go up on both feet at the same time. Try to hold for about half a second when you get up there. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, keep going, 13, remember to breathe while you do these, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good, we'll have you dunking in no time.
All right, let's see. Left 1. Oops. Okay, what you got?
This is our water break again.
Yay! Back to your water station. Notice that we're 6 feet apart at all times. And students, if you have comments, feel free to type them into the Facebook chat box. All right, back to our spots. Forward 1.
I have found the healthy snack.
Fruit basket. Eat a healthy snack every day, kids. All right, so now I guess I have to be the robot.
Are you ready?
Of course.
No peeking.
Okay, I'm gonna turn away and give you 10 seconds, Coach.
So the way this works is if I have a partner at home, now I can take my board and I can shuffle the prizes around to make it harder for our guests, all right? So hopefully Mrs. Nguyen is not peeking. I don't think she is. I can see on the camera. All right, so I'm gonna shuffle around our grand prize. Also some of the exercises that we already completed. And we will see if I can guide her to the present. Now, everyone's definition of healthy might be a little different, all right? So you can imagine whatever you want here. This looks like a fruit basket.
Are you almost done, Coach?
I am almost done. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, one is not turned over. Here we go. All right, robot, begin. Enter our starting block, which is on the front left. You guys obviously can move this wherever you want to make it more creative too. Let's start forward 3. Oh, hopping, very nice. All right, let's reveal our card.
10 squat pulses.
Squat pulses, all right. Squat pulses are a little bit different from a normal squat. When we squat, we're gonna stay down there and just a little rise up or a little pulse, all right? So it's gonna look like this, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I thought I was done exercising, but I guess not. All right, we're gonna go right 2.
This one says 12 mountain climbers.
Mountain climbers, we're down in our push-up or plank position, okay? Hands over our shoulders, and we're gonna go as quick as we can. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That one was quick, nice. All right, robot, back 1. Water break, water break. 20 ski jumps.
20 ski jumps.
All right, we're going skiing. You've got an imaginary line in front of you. Okay, we're gonna stand on one side of it. Quick feet, ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
8, 19, 20.
Good, all right.
All right, where do you want me to go?
We are going to go left 1.
10 ice cream scoopers.
Unfortunately, we're not eating ice cream yet. Ice cream scoopers, okay? You should feel this in your calf muscle. So we're gonna point a toe up towards the sky. We're gonna take both our hands and we're gonna act like we're scooping ice cream, all right? So we're gonna alternate when we do this. Ready? 1,
1,
2, 3,
4,
5, 6, 7,
8, 9,
and 10. Very nice.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor, Coach?
I am a chocolate chip cookie dough fan, and unfortunately I eat it pretty often, so.
Yum.
What about you?
Strawberry.
Nice, classic. Let's go forward 2. I think we're getting closer.
10 Frankensteins.
Frankensteins. Hands out here. Most of you probably have not seen this movie, so ask your parents if you're allowed to. Frankenstein walk like this. Okay, we're gonna add a little kick to it. So we're gonna go our opposite leg to our opposite hand, and that will be 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right.
I sure hope these kids are working out with us.
We are going to go right 1.
Okay, here we go. You found the healthy snack. Yay, we did it. We did it together. All right, that was fun.
It was
Thanks for
fun.
playing.
And I'd encourage you, depending on your age and your fitness level, you can increase these exercises to make more repetitions for time. Be creative with what you do on here. These are just several things that we do really every day in PE, but add your own flair, your own creativity to it when you make yours at home.
Thank you.
Hello kids, welcome to the Maker Faire. We're at the second stop and we're going to be experimenting with dyes, inks, and making our own drawing tools. So first, some of the words I'm going to be using are ink Okay, ink is anything that can stain your clothes, and a dye is a hardy ink. Paint is simply ink plus binder. A binder can be egg, oil, honey. In the case of watercolor paints, water is the binder. Mordant is what keeps something from fading. And you've heard of Michelangelo. He mixed chalk and yolk to create egg tempera in the Sistine Chapel. Also, you've heard in the art room about Leonardo da Vinci. He experimented with binders, and in the case of the Last Supper, it deteriorated so much that all we see is mostly the restoration. So in today's activities, know that science will meet art and chemistry. Lots of experiments. So let's dive right into inks. The first ink that we'll talk about is lemon. This is the infamous invisible ink. My son told me this morning Benedict Arnold used this invisible ink in his trader activities. Now before I do it, actually, I experimented a lot. At first I wrote Go Sabres, and then I drew a heart. When I put Go Sabres in my oven at 170, nothing happened. So I thought, what else can I do? Well, did a little more research, and I could place it over an open flame on the stove. You'd want to do that with your parents, of course. And because this area here has more layers of lemon juice, it's a little darker. What I'm about to show you is using an iron, which I think is the best and safest way. Here I wrote, oxidation is cool, no pun intended, because the oxidation process actually happens when you heat it with the iron. Not all oxidation requires heat. For example, if you leave a banana or an avocado out, it's gonna turn brown too. So we're just playing with that a little. So I will put my paper on cardboard. I like to use a cotton swab, and this is actually a fresh squeezed lemon from my tree, my Meyer lemon tree. And I'm gonna write a special message. Now, depending on how you view this, it may be backwards. And let's see what Miss Webble wrote to you in her invisible ink. Okay. Now, it's gotta dry, so I'm gonna let that dry. I have preheated my iron, and I'll just give it a moment and then I'll go back. It does have to be dry. Here I rushed it a little bit in this X, and you can see it buckled up. So while that's drying, know that I would love to hear what color you want to make. Feel free to write in the Facebook chat, and I can look up in my natural dye of Easter eggs section of my chicken book. So let me know what color you would like to make. Still needs a little more drying time, so let's move on to markers. So these were made by my students. Everybody always has markers that dry out. I like to store them in a glass jar and label them. And so you have a whole rainbow of clear jars, and then you add water. Here's one that I made at home just starting last week. It has some pink and black, okay, and it kind of blends to be an orange. This is a great way to explore color mixing. Here's green. And you can see some orange and some purple. These are made by my after-school art students this year. When you're working, it's nice to use either watercolor paper or like a thin printer paper. And I'm gonna show you what this marker looks like. I will use a chopstick, one of my favorite tools for that. I'll open up my purple. Again, working on that nice cardboard. And it really makes a beautiful, beautiful ink. It's essentially a homemade watercolor. So depending on how much water you use, you can control the concentration. Okay, well this is still drying, so I'll come back to that. In the meantime, let's talk about dandelions. While I was coming up to the school today, I saw some dandelions on the hillside. Don't pick all of them, leave some for the bees. This is, it doesn't look like a lot, but this is probably like 20 dandelions that I picked on a walk maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And you can see that when I added water, it just kind of turned into a beautiful yellow dandelion stew. I'm gonna take these out so you can even see how beautiful that yellow brown is. Now, something about this experimentation is that you can really do it so many different ways, and that's part of the fun. In fact, for the dandelions, it's suggested to put 1 quart water with 1 cup vinegar, which I have here, into a pot, and you cook it. And then that is what the yarn goes in. You can use animal-based yarns, because that's gonna soak it up. And then you heat a dandelion stew at the same time, and then you can just combine them. I didn't do that. I wanted to try it without any heat at all, and I think I still have really great results. I have a prickly pear that's gonna be turning this hot pink probably in a few weeks. I did this last year. You're surprised at how long it takes to turn pink. You kind of have to forget about it for it to really soak in. And then also you could smash it into a pulp. That'll speed it up a little bit. All right, that's still dry in there. And let's see, let's talk about berries. So these are berries that are frozen. It's actually ideal if they're frozen because when they freeze, the walls of the berries break down, and then you just naturally have this premium ink already good to go. So I'm gonna pour that out. This is like the best ever. So I already have ink made here. But then I can grab my mortar and pestle and then put some berries in there. Now this is a berry mix, so maybe I want to separate out the blackberries, just stick to strawberries, and each one is going to make a different color. So you get to decide. Then you're going to grind it up. I'm just going to hold it up while I do some of this so you get to see that. This is one of my favorite parts when I do this with students. They really like to smash it. You'll notice a lot of these processes are kind of slow. They involve going out in nature and collecting and experimenting. Just like a scientist, we record our results. And then in my mortar and pestle, I now put it in a strainer, and I can start to strain the berries through. And then it'll start to drip down, as you can see here, right? And then I can pour that into my liquid. I love to collect glass jars so you can see what's in there, right? Let's see what that looks like on paper. This time I'm going to use one of my sticks, and I'll show you how to make those soon. Okay, so this makes a really beautiful, beautiful red. Really, really nice vibrant red. All right, let's try out that lemon. I think it's dry enough. Thank you, Miss Darling. So just coming back to this, I think that ironing is the favorite method out of the ones I've researched. Ooh, it happens so quick. See, it's already starting to turn just from those few seconds. I've read to put a cloth between it. I found that the heat didn't go as much through, so I'm just really attentive and I move it around. You can see the center is even getting more heat. So again, this is with the lemon juice invisible ink. Get the letters on the end so you can read my special message. And it is makers. All right, well, what else can I show you? The final inks that I'm going to share are spices. I have paprika and I have turmeric. Paprika is red, okay, and turmeric makes a beautiful yellow. I tried it out here beforehand on paper that was kind of like printer paper, cheaper drawing paper, and I didn't have as great effect as when I had a really sturdy piece of watercolor. And then also experimenting with some of my tools. Here I used this bamboo that I harvested from my yard, and it makes a really nice wide line. Whereas again, one of my favorites, chopsticks, I can draw the smaller lines, okay? All right, for those of you who like Kool-Aid, you can also do some dyeing with that. My 3rd and 4th graders have experience with using llama fur from the Austin Zoo, and we put it in a microwave with the Kool-Aid and heated it up. It smelled awful. You know, berry fur is not the best scent, but it looked really cool. And I have some that's still several years old in, you know, bright turquoise and hot pink and some beautiful purples. So you can experiment with Kool-Aid and any kind of animal-based yarn, or in this case, fur. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up now with some drawing tools. I brought a few of my favorites. These are feathers from my hens. It's molting season, so there's no shortage of these. This is Fifi's, this is Lucy, and this, Louise. There's Louise. And several of my artists last year met Louise when she came to school for a drawing and clay lesson. You can use actually 2 sides of the feather when you work. Here, I've done a clay drawing with the feather, and in this part I use this side, and then for the little berries I did the tip, right? I'm going to show you also how to experiment with sticks. This is a stick that I found outside, and ideally you find sticks that are the size of a fat pencil, just something to hold. Also, you know, there's something for a variety. This is cedar from my yard. We let it char a little bit, and then we can use that as a charcoal tip. This is again bamboo. You can see we used blue ink with it, and so just when you're cutting your bamboo, you can make some nice tips. You know, but it's all just different points. You know, it's an experiment. I like this one a lot too. It has green ink on one and then orange on the other. So I'm going to transition this one into a drawing tool. You just need a rough surface. You can go out to the sidewalk. Here I brought a cinder block inside. I'll make sure it's secure. And some of the stick is gonna come off, So make sure you're doing it in a place that it's okay to discolor the concrete a little bit. And I'm gonna notice friction. So once again, we'll have heat. This is a very hot tip because I'm just filing it down, right? And if I wanted to make it two-sided, I could as well. This one here, that one's two-sided. That's a really beautiful one. All right. Other things that you can use around your house for drawing tools are pine needles, and then you can tape them into a cluster, like a brush. My pre-K students know about Juan Quesada, who's the ceramicist in Mexico, who uses his granddaughter's hair to create brushes. A toothbrush is a fun tool. You can dip it in and splatter. Along with making a charcoal kiln, okay? But actually, inside, you'll see charcoal sticks. That's because I lined up sticks in varying thicknesses, closed the tin. That is very important, that it's airtight. And then I put it in my chimenea for a night while I was enjoying the fire. You can see that the box got damaged. I think it's really beautiful. And I was so surprised to find such amazing charcoal sticks inside. The charcoal is an amazing quality. I'll pick out one now to show you. Back right here. Okay, and so again, this is all made from sticks in my yard in a metal tin. I mean, essentially you're making a kiln, right? This is a charcoal kiln. And the sticks actually shrink about 25%. So you really want to pack them in. So when you open it up, you have a lot to work with. Finally, I was at Onion Creek the other day, and I love finding this brittle clay on the cliff sides. So I collected a little bit and then added water, and you can then use your tool. Once again, chopsticks are great, and you can grind it down and then make a pigment. And I've shown you this already. That's working with clay. You can just as well work with soil and dirt because there's such a rich variety of colors there. Well, that concludes our experimentation with dyes and drawing tools. I hope you had fun.
Hey Savers, it's Miss Starling. It is so good to be with you today for our virtual maker fair. Oh my goodness, I miss you guys so much, but I'm so glad we can take this coding break together. So today we're gonna be coding with an app that you probably are familiar with, Scratch Junior. So this can be an app that is used by all of our littles, all the way to our bigs. 8th graders, if you wanna go code with this, awesome, let's do it. See what cool things you can make. On your iPad device, you're gonna download Scratch Junior, and it just looks like this. It's this little kitty cat here, and it is an iPad-only device. It doesn't download to iPhone or an Android tablet, unfortunately, but it's a lot of fun. So if you do have an iPad and you wanna download Scratch Junior, go ahead and join me. For some of you older students, you can also go to scratch.mit.edu, and you can play with Big Scratch, so the one that has different levels and multifaceted pieces to it. But for today, we're gonna be doing some crafty coding for our little savers. So I'm gonna be using as my guide something that you may have used in class, the Scratch Junior cards, and these are available on Amazon, but you can also get them on the website for free to download and print off. So we're gonna be waking up and going to class in distance learning today. So I'm gonna be using the first and the second card for Scratch Junior. And again, we're gonna change things up a little bit, but we're just gonna use that as our foundation. So go ahead and open up Scratch Junior. And we're going to start a new project by hitting the plus sign. All right, so first we're gonna be waking up, and where do you wake up? You wake up in your bedroom. So we're gonna change where we are, because right now we're just in a big white area. So you're gonna go up here to the settings spot and you're going to click on that and look for the bedroom. There it is. And when you're done, you're gonna hit that check mark up there in the very top. And now we are ready to go to school. So before we start any code, we have to have a start button. So we're going to go to our yellow start button over here, and we're gonna hit our green flag because green means go. Then we're going to say something whenever you get up in the morning. Maybe it's, oh, good morning, or oh, I can't stand my alarm clock. So I'm going to go to the purple option and I'm going to look for the option that has me talking in my code. So we're gonna pull this little guy down here and we're gonna change what he says by tapping on the box at the bottom, and it says, yay, time for saber distance learning. All right, but like any code, you have to have a start and then you have to have a stop. So we are gonna go to our red area and get our stop button, and that's gonna be this guy right here, and pop him down. That's a pretty legit code. When you think we got our first line of code right, so let's see what it looks like. So at the very top, you're gonna hit the green flag and see what it does. There you go, look. Yay, time for saber distance learning. Now, if you're anything like me, I have to have that good old cup of coffee in the morning. These days, it's been a nice English breakfast tea just to change things up. So I'm going to have our little kitty say that as he's walking to the kitchen to get that cup of joe. So we're gonna use the same code, but we're gonna add on to it. We're gonna make him move a little bit. So let's get him out of bed. So we're gonna open up our code and we're gonna go to the options where we're moving in the blue. And let's see, we're gonna have him move to the right. Perfect. And then we're gonna have him get out of the bed. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, he's not out of the bed yet. Let's try that again. So we're gonna have him move, let's say, 5 spaces, and you see this little keypad that pops up, and that's how you toggle how many steps you get out of the bed. All right, and we're gonna go down 2. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. Awesome! He is out of bed on his way to the kitchen, and he's getting that cup of coffee, and he's ready for saber learning. Sabers, I'm so excited that we got to have this time together today. I hope that you code something amazing. Be sure to post in the saber sharing spot for Maker Faire on Seesaw so we can all see the great things that you're doing. We love you and miss you. Stay healthy.
Good morning, everyone. So I hope you're all doing well and you stay healthy. Today we will make castaneres. All you need for this is a piece of cardboard, scissors, 2 bottle tops, markers, and hot glue. The step 1, you will cut out the pattern from the paper. It's a rectangular shape. Then you will put your pattern on the cardboard and you will trace it. Then you will cut out the base of your castaneres. Now you have a base of your castaneres. Then, so you will color it. I will use the green color from the one side. And so I'm going to use another color. The other side. You can put some design on it, or you can use multiple colors. Now, so we have color base. The next step, you will take 2 bottle tops and put them on the left side and the right side. See it? Awesome. Then you will take a hot glue, and this is very important moment. So you will glue the edge of your bottle top, and put it on the side, press it, and hold it 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The same so you will do with another bottle cup. And hold it 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now they are all on your base. This is important moment, so you will fold your base evenly. Now, so you have your castaneres. And to make it more fun, so I will put a googly eyes on the top. Perfect, so now you have the castaneres like this. Okay, let's hit the music. Awesome, so enjoy making some music with your friends. Alright, my friends, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoy our animations, and please post your work on Seesaw. Bye!